Okay. So it should look just like that. Good? If not, fix it. Fix it if you have it wrong. Okay, that's my data. So this is a 3 by 3 matrix. All right. Now, we need to figure out, let's see, our steps. So step 1 is going to be H naught. And I'm going to be lazy. I'm just going to go the O sub I equals E sub I. And you're writing this down with me, right? H1 is O sub I is not equal to E sub I. Done. Step 2, find the critical value and draw a picture. Okay, let's see. So I have 3 rows. So R minus 1 is, that's 3 minus 1. I have 3 columns. So C minus 1 is 3 minus 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2, so it's 2 times 2, which is 4. So my degrees of freedom is 4. It's my DF. And what's my alpha? Doesn't say what the alpha is, right? Right, so if I don't say what the alpha is, what's the alpha? 0.05. If I don't say what alpha is, it's understood that it's 0.05. So pull out your handy dandy chi-square table. Alpha 0.05, degrees of freedom 4. Fourth one down, it should be 9.488. So I'm going to draw my little picture here. 0, shade, 9.488. That's step 2. So everyone draw your picture? Draw your picture. Draw. Draw your picture. Okay. Next. Does everyone have the picture drawn? Okay. Next. Compute the test value. First, I got to find the expected values. All right, so let me show you. So for the first one, 41, my expected value, first of all, what row, what column is that? Yeah, so it's hospital A, so that's my row 1. What column is it? Column 1. So it's going to be expected value E of 1, comma 1. These go R by C, row then column. When I learned it, the way I remembered it when I was a kid, I remembered it because RC cola was really big at the time. So I just remembered RC cola, row then column. Row column, RC. Ryan's like, what the heck is that? It's a very old cola called, it was like Royal Crown Cola or something like that. All right, but row column, RC. Use whatever, remote control, whatever you want. You know, just remember RC. Okay. So, E11, that is equal to my row sum. This is my row sum out here. Everyone look up. This is my row sum out here. 119. And I need my column total. 246. So 119 times 246. Multiply those, divide by my grand total. 582. Everybody find that. 15 seconds, and then I'm going to call on somebody. I'm going to roll a dice to see the call on. Nathan, what'd you get?
50.29.
50.29. So I'm going to make it one decimal place. I'm going to do one more decimal place than my data is in. Does that seem reasonable? So 50.29 50.3. The other one I'm going to check is going to be my last one. So what's the last one? Here's my matrix. Which one's the last one in the matrix? The last one in the whole matrix. What number? 109. 109. Does anyone see that? Like Jesse said, that's E3, row 3, comma, column 3. E33, row 3, column 3. Anyone see that? Because I have 3 rows, I have 3 columns. All right, so everybody figure out what two numbers should go up here. Something times something divided by something. Okay, I'm going to roll the dice. All right. Drew, what's my first number?
200.
Fine. We can do that. You can do it either way. That's okay. Well, you can do it. You can do it either way. That's okay. Avery, what's my other number?
109.
109 is my number. So what two things am I multiplying? 200 and what? So they gave me 200. What's the other number? So he gave me this one. I'm trying to find it for 109. He gave me this one. What's the other one? 384. Does that make sense? Your row total or your column total? Angelina, what's my last one? What's the bottom one? 582. All right. Good. Everybody find this. Find that number. Calculate it. Bust out your calculator. Calculate it. You're lucky. I give 2 Angelinas. I keep rolling you, and she keeps answering for you. What did you get? 958. Okay, 131.958. If I round to 1 decimal place, I look at the next one. That says round up, so this becomes a 0. That becomes a 2. So that's 132.0. Okay, you do not have to find all of them. Just the first one and the last one. If you had found all of them, this would be them. All of them. Yeah, I know. My students worked hard that first semester I taught. First couple of times I taught this actually. Yeah, there is a lot of room. All right, then what you should do is multiply every observed value minus its expected value squared divided by its expected value. Add them all up. They did this, and I gave them like 5 homework problems by hand they had to do. Yeah.
That took them all night.
Well, no, it's just a lot of writing. Yeah, they had to find all the E's, and then they had to do all these. Yeah. I know. All right. However, we're going to use the calculator instead. So let's go ahead and bust out your calculator, and I'm going to show you how to do this. Right. So we need a matrix. So a matrix is where you have rows and columns. So everybody hit second, and then the fourth one down here it says matrix. Hit that one. If you're using the calculators on the computers, it's its own button. It's the is anybody using the computer one?
Yeah, it's just matrix.
Then it's just matrix. It's just matrix right there. All right, everybody have it? Everyone have matrix? Yes?
Yes.
Again, if you're on the computer, there's just a button that's kind of right there. So I'll give it
Where
to
is
you.
it?
Where is it?
Okay. Now, scroll over to edit. 3. See how it says 1 by 1 here? We would change it to a 3. As soon as I put in 3 and go to the next one, you see all of a sudden I have 3 rows. I'm going to hit 3 again, and I'm going to arrow over, and all of a sudden, boom, I have 3 columns now too. That is type them in. 41, enter, and it'll just move along as you hit enter. It'll just, you can either arrow around to get around, or you can just hit enter to get around. Either one.
It keeps saying, well, it just says error undefined.
Yeah, it's going to do all the work for you.
What button is pressing?
Edit.
What? Because I have it here, but what, like, I'm just putting the 3 times 3 after it and it's saying undefined. Like, did I go to the wrong thing? Because I went second matrix. Oh, okay, it's got it. Okay, I was on the wrong thing. Okay, perfect. Thank you. It's on edit instead. Okay. Well, I figured out.
Okay. So everybody has it? Got them all input. All right. So now we're going to do stat. Test. So back to our stat right here in the middle. Stat. Arrow over to test. Oh, double check and make sure your numbers are correct. Because you screw up a number and then you're just totally hosed. So maybe it's going to quick double check. Stat, matrix and arrow over to edit. And just double check and make sure you got the right numbers. Make sure you type them in correctly. And then, and then after you do that, stat, over to tests. And arrow up, because it's the very bottom one. No, it's the C. It's up a few, but it's closer to the bottom. Chi-squared test. Stat test, and then arrow up to chi-squared test. Enter, and it already has it in there, right? Observed A, expected B. Again, you put nothing into B. It takes A, calculates B, and it stores the answers, the expecteds, into B. Right, you're telling it where to store it. You're not putting anything into B. You put stuff into A, it does all the work from there. Okay. So then just hit calculate, arrow down to calculate, and bam, you have your chi-squared, you have your p-value. It also finds the degrees of freedom for you, so you can double check and make sure you got your degrees of freedom correct. Make sure you have the same df that it has, otherwise you should fix yours. Everybody see that? I want to take a look up and look at your p-value. Is my p-value 3.53?
No.
Right, my p-value should not be 353%. Yeah. So whenever you have a number, your p-value is larger than 1, it darn well better have an e negative something on the end. E negative 6 in this case. What does that mean? It means first you have six zeros, right? So then your p-value, let me do this. Right, so first p-value is going to be 6 zeros, and then 353. Any day now. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 353, and the decimal place goes after the first zero. That's what that means. All right, so what was my test stat? 30.7. Do one more.
30.69.
69? Great. So now I'm going to throw those into my picture. So what do you folks think? Reject or not reject?
Reject.
4, reject H naught. Totally in the messed up area. So then step 5, summarize the results. Now, you can either have said, well, Ms. Young said that my claim is always going to be H naught. So enough evidence to reject claim that proportions are equal. Done. Or you could have said, well, the problem said that the inflections are related to the hospital, so related is H1, so then I would say enough evidence to support the claim that the number of infections is related to the hospital where they occurred. You can do either one of those. I don't care. But I'm letting you get away with this whole H not is the claim, reject the claim to their equal. Done. All right?
So, there's another report explains that there's a relationship between the hospital and the
Yes, absolutely. All right, so you folks are going to do problem number 2, sports preference. How many rows and how many columns there are? Everyone put little brackets around your matrix. Everyone put brackets around your matrix. Do it right now. Brackets around your matrix. Brackets. How many rows do I have?
2.
How many columns do I have?
3.
3. This is a 2 by 3 matrix. All right. Go do it.
Is it possible for me to get a